Friday, July 19th, 2019. Bitcoin has crossed over our 12-hour exponential moving average. This is our second and final exit signal for our entry that was on February 17th. Let's take a look at our indicators on this episode of the 24 Hours of Bitcoin. I encourage you to pause the video and read through the disclaimer because this is not trading advice, just market observation. As we start off in the chart, we can see here the exponential moving average has crossed over on the 12-hour time frame. And that is our exit signal, the second layer of exit signal for the simple trading plan, which would get us into a trade out of this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation and the exponential moving average crossover. There's our initial entry on this trade. And I'm really keen to go through and see what our indicator set is saying about that. Does it verify that we should be getting out of that trade? Is this a sell signal right now? And I'm keen to see it because what it's going to mean for all the altcoins. You can see this pattern here. It's kind of similar to what we're seeing right now in Mana, making a potential 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. And if Bitcoin does break down from here and go lower, I anticipate the alts are going to be going up. If it goes higher, we're going to see something in these patterns similar to what we saw here, a potential bottom formation that eased off and faded away as Bitcoin went up more. So now we're really at a keen place to be watching this and to be watching this chart, the Bitcoin dominance chart. Should the Bitcoin dominance chart be fading off as Bitcoin is dropping and these alts are all making these bottom formations, I want to know more about it. And so as you may know, I've done a study here, I call it the cryptocurrency bull market watch, where I grade all of the markets like we do with Bitcoin. Those that are making new lows get the color red. Those that are almost making new lows get the color orange. So we can see here that we had a lot of coins making new lows just a few days ago, 29 of them on Poloniex, and that is dropped off as they are coming up off those lows now, and they're making nearly new lows. They're near fails. But the important ones are these that are neutral right now. If we go and take a look at this color coding for all of these markets, we can see that Mana was colored neutral. And that means it's within this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It's not nearly failing, that would be orange. If it was down to new lows like it was the other day, then it's colored red. But now that it's up in between this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, it's colored neutral. Should it be coming up and poking against this almost to break out, I would color it yellow. And as it broke above this 1, 2, 3 bottom, we had the exponential moving average crossover, I would color it green and we would be holding on to it. It all depends on what Bitcoin is doing. So I'm scanning all of these markets on Poloniex and Binance, and I'm keen to get onto those right now. We have 16 gray markets on Poloniex right now. And we can see a similar thing happening over on Binance, where we have fewer complete fail markets. They've moved over now to near fails, which is good for a bottom formation starting up. We have 36 of them in this neutral status. Those ones need review because I'm setting up trade alerts for those. And you can watch our crypto trade alert signals beta blog. Let me share that in the chat right now. You can follow along with that. Hey, I appreciate having you along, Mr. Asosman. Anyway, you can follow along with our Crypto Signals blog right now. And this is going through all those markets. You can see that we had an alert published this morning for BCHSV. And so you get the details where you get the chart, you get our visual perspective of where the buy signal would be, where our profit target is, and where the stop loss is. And you also get the details here where you can see our target entry, our profit target, and our stop loss. You get target entry for LPT has been reached. And you can also learn more about how our crypto alerts actually work so that you know that trading is dangerous and you should prepare like a pilot. Practice everything you need to know about what's going wrong in a landing before you take off. Right? You can also try our package for $1. Now, let's jump into these markets. I'm going to go to the 5-year view, the weekly view, and start off with our relative strength index and zoom in on this. So on the weekly, it's sort of flat, not really going down, not coming up. And I was expecting it to be coming down and down further, actually. If we are weakening off on the top, that sort of has to happen. Then on the daily, it's like downtrend city on the RSI, weakening below this level that we were watching. When was that? I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. Horizontal line right across there. And figuring that if it came below that, that's a weakening RSI. Things are on the way down. Zooming into the 3-month view, the 12-hour view, there's our exponential moving average crossover. And now I'm watching for where are the divergences in the RSI. Does it give me a lower high here and a different, not really, lower lows here, and not really. I'm not seeing a divergence here. Maybe there's some RSI professionals that know more about what this is saying than the way I'm using it, but I'm not seeing the divergences. And what I mean is, this has got higher lows, and so this have higher lows. If one was different than the other, if they diverged from one another, that would give me more detail. So maybe I could see these little bit lower highs, and this is higher highs here. There's a first little divergence I can get. This was steeper lows, and this is less steep lows. That's kind of bullish. So having this continue on higher is going to be good. What are we on? The 4-hour time frame? Very critical time frame for watching. 1-hour time frame, higher lows all the way along here. So if this continues higher as this is breaking up, that's confirming. But really, it's the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation here, nesting. So we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and we have a bigger 1, 2, 3 bottom formation setting up. And as those build on top of each other, that's really powerful. This is all just to confirm it. All these indicators underneath is just to confirm these signals. Now I'm going to go on to on balance volume. Easing off still on the weekly, not showing us greater strength on the right hand side. When we move into the daily, it's still lower on balance volume for each of these highs, which is showing that they just don't have as much buying power on each time they're trying to go up. It's less and less power. So it does feel like, a baseball thrown into the air, and you can almost see the momentum of it petering out. Now we are getting some more excitement here at the edge. A little bit more here. What are we at? The 4-hour time frame, but it's really not, it's there. It's okay. Then we're looking at the 1-hour time frame at this edge. Now this is getting sketchy, where we're getting more sales, more on balance selling going on, but still generally stronger than it was back here. So it's 1, 2, 3 bottom, but it's also making a top formation here. And it's also making, let me clear that, a retest of the 1, 2, 3 top. So we have the 1, 2, 3 broke below, retested it, came down, retested it, and it's failing. Failing below those levels is a sell. And I'm certain that the Ichimoku Cloud will tell us the same thing. This is on balance volume. Now the MACD indicator, which I really like. I've come to like it more and more that I do these regularly on a daily basis and compare it over and over and over. Now it makes a lot more sense to see these histograms easing back as the price is doing what it's doing. We come into the daily, we have a crossover and another crossover. So this is a divergence that we're always looking for. And the histogram, even though it has been negative, it has pulled back for 2 days in a row now. That is the first sign of potential reversal, but not definitive. There has to be a crossover. There has to be more to go along with it, that it matches the technical levels. But that's the first on the 1-day view, that it's like losing down momentum here and maybe turning. 12-hour, okay, this is even more bullish, that it has a crossover here. We were looking at these histograms, the last video, saying that they are starting to ease off. That is bullish at the beginning. This is the turnaround, the first of the turnaround signals. Should this cross and this turn positive, that is really good, especially if we're breaking higher. That's crazy. Then, like leverage city. 12-hour view. And I'm looking for this because our exponential moving average crossover says get out of your entire position. And so I'm really keen to be watching what this says and to record this over and over so that I can compare it in the future as we come up to these again, as we inevitably will. Certainly we will with the altcoins. Anyway, this is not giving me, much bullish continuation going here. This is showing me easing off here at the point. Now into the 1 hour view. Easing off even more here, negative histogram. That's not really definitive. It happens a lot, but that it is happening is more bearish. So I do get the overall bearish feel for a lot of this stuff, and this has to come up with a whole bunch more volume and something shocking like this coming up out of nowhere, pretty much, because it's not really showing so far. Let's go see what the Ichimoku Cloud says. Of course, this one stays bullish until you bounce off these levels. It's got lots of room to in this cloud in the weekly view. When we go into the daily view, when we go into the daily view, we do have a crossover of the conversion line is crossed negative below the baseline. Prices are down, pushing against the cloud. Now, should that blue conversion line cross back over the baseline, the red one, as this is coming off the cloud, that is definitely a buy signal in an uptrend for the Ichimoku Cloud. And it's really great for picking those out, but it's not quite there yet. And this may be twisting over to the negative. If that twists over to the negative while we're into the cloud, more down is coming. Into the 12 hour now, we have already gone through the cloud and we're poking up against from the bottom. And this is where we can really see that sell signal verification, where it is coming back up against this top formation and not making it. It's failing up against that as it weakens off from. This is already telling us that it's a sell signal in a downtrend. This is what the Ichimoku Cloud is good for me. That's why I like it. 12 hour, 4 hour time frame. It's already gone through the cloud. Here, the conversion line is coming up to the baseline and maybe crossing over. So this is something to watch. That should that cross over and it go up into the cloud, it's such an important technical level. We're either selling and dropping from here, or should it come up above these levels into the cloud, we'll see that conversion line that happening, and everything else will all verify that too. They'll all come together. 4 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, it's already up through the cloud, and we have a twist to the positive on this time frame. So should this bounce off the cloud and hold itself above the cloud, this is the first sign of the turnaround that we will be watching for, that it stays above the cloud, and that the 4 hour time frame, let's go back to that one, has to poke above the cloud and we get this crossover in this area. All right, let's finish it up with Bitcoin dominance making a top formation. So if Bitcoin does break lower from this 1, 2, 3 top formation, and we get that verification from the 3-month, 12-hour crossover, then all of the alts are going to be taking off from these bottom formations. There's going to be wads of them all taking off. There's going to be, at the beginning, it's going to be crazy. We're going to see a whole bunch of fake out breakouts. People are going to jump on the FOMO, and then it's going to pull back, and people are going to sell out on the panic. And then it's going to continue up. So don't FOMO. Wait for it. It's going to come back. There are going to be all sorts of wild times to be able to watch for those divergences in our indicators. I'm certain if we bring up the indicator set, we can see the unbalanced volume. We can see the crossover of the MACD. We see the RSI is really diverging strongly from this bottom formation. So we have some great stuff coming up in the alts. And I can't wait to dig into this spreadsheet now and update everything on our alerts. Awesome show. Good to have you along, OZK Dog. We'll check into silver and gold and stuff on a different stream. That's it for now. I wish you all the best in your Bitcoin trading. Give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and come and join us on Discord, because when the market's changing, we're talking about it there. And then we do these live streams once a day, thereabouts. That's it. Cheers. Bye for now. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy my videos here on YouTube, you may also enjoy my newsletter. Begin by downloading the most important trading strategy we teach, and then once a week I send out an inspiring email about making your money work for you by micro-trading cryptocurrencies. You can sign up for that over at digitalcurrencytraders.com. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.